Hello everyone, what's up? Prince15 here with another video review. Today I'm taking a look at Transformers Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. But before we take a look at the toy, let's take a look at the box. So here we have our Earthrise box art. And well, more than just the box art, we have the actual box as well. So here it says, Transformers Earthrise from the War For Cybertron trilogy. This is for ages 8 and up. Of course, that's just a suggestion. They have to put that on there. This is manufactured by Hasbro. Transformers along the side. This is from the Generations line, and it is co-manufactured by Takara Tomy. As we can see here, this is Optimus Prime. He is the War For Cybertron Earthrise 11th figure. As we can see here, he is a leader class in several different languages, including Cybertronian. Here we have a nice look at Optimus on the side with the crashed arc in the background. The inside of the packaging has some really cool design work. And then here we have our Earthrise poster. This is an authentic Transformer. And as we can see, we have this really cool poster, including some characters that have yet to get toys. Well, I mean, that's obviously Bumblebee. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I guess since the Quintessons are coming out, like in the next wave, I guess that looks like Trailbreaker. I think he has a figure coming out as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's just Bumblebee there that doesn't have a that doesn't have a toy yet. But interesting. Anyway, moving on to the back here, it's Optimus Prime and all the things he does. He transforms in 35 steps. And, you know, here's a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo with the barcode for you to scan so you can purchase the toy, another Hasbro logo, and that is pretty much it for the box. So, here we have... So, here we have Leader Class Optimus Prime from Earthrise. And he is a very stylized... or he's very much stylized in the style of G1, which is really cool. This is a great G1 looking Optimus Prime. So here we have him trailer included. This is one of the things that made me want to pick this figure up, is the fact that he comes with a trailer, because honestly it's actually kind of surprising how infrequent. Ooh. Yeah, so that's that's one of my complaints right off the bat, is that the trailer does not really hitch in all that securely. So you know, here's the cab. Here is Optimus's cab, and then you have that little thing right there, and it just kind of sits in. It doesn't plug in very securely. It just kind of sits in there, and so yeah, so that happens. So, anyway, as I was saying, it's kind of surprising how infrequently they release Optimus Prime toys without the trailer. Now, I suppose it makes sense, because Optimus Prime is easily... Yep, and see, I'm just going to... You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and use this opportunity to show off that you can... that it does have a thing, so you can just put the trailer off to the side, like so. Let's not repeat that. So anyway, yeah, Optimus Prime is arguably the most popular Transformers character ever released. So I suppose it makes sense that they want to be able to release Prime as cheap as possible, and you know, adding in this giant trailer obviously adds to the price point, because in reality, this is a Voyager. This is a Voyager class figure right here, and it's even, depending on what Voyager's looking at, you're looking at, this is even a smallish Voyager. So, the fact that this is a leader class toy may be a little absurd for some people, but it does come with this giant hunk of plastic in the form of the trailer, which to me justifies the price point, jumping this from a Voyager to a leader class figure, because, well, it comes with the trailer. So, yeah. So, here is Optimus's cab. He looks very, very good. I mean, it's straight up G1 Prime. Looks very good. I think this is a great looking truck. My one complaint is that it is a little gappy right here, but I mean, you know, you're never going to really be looking at Optimus from that angle. It's going to be from the side or from the front or whatever, and so from that perspective, you know, not going to be an issue. So let's tilt that down a little bit, get a better look of him with his trailer. So yeah. So he looks super good with the trailer. I love the fact that he comes with the trailer. As I said, one of the reasons I wanted to pick this version up is because he does come with the trailer. I mean, this is just real. I mean, this is just pushing all my nostalgia buttons, and I was born in 1998. I missed G1 by a long time, but you know, Still, this is still doing it for me. It's like, oh, G1 nostalgia activate, because I mean it's G1. I think everyone is nostalgic for G1, even if you didn't live through it. So yeah, so I mean we'll take a look at the trailer on its own here. It does have some tabs underneath here, so you can store Prime's blaster, as we can see here. We'll get more into the blaster later whenever Optimus is in a robot mode. Just reattach that for now. So yeah, here is the trailer as it is in vehicle mode. We'll explore more of the trailer here in a little bit when we transition over to robot mode. If I had to have one complaint, it's that the wheels are maybe just a teensy bit on the small side compared to the rest of, I mean, actually I suppose they're the exact same size as the one on the figure. But when you do combine the fact, you know, that makes the wheels look a little bit small, so it looks just a little bit odd. But it's, you know, that's a nitpick. I noticed with my reviews that most of the complaints I have about figures that I review are nitpicks, because they're figures that I've watched reviews for already, and I know I'm gonna like them, and so that's why I pick them up. So I don't really have too many negative things to say about a figure after I pick it up, but so I have to resort to nitpicks. But anyway, so I mean, yeah, he looks really great with the trailer. I really love the look of this guy. So we'll go ahead and get into some size comparisons, starting with his Autobot buddies from the War for Cybertron. So here we have Ironhide and Prowl. So here they are. Obviously, this is a Voyager, Leader, Voyager, whatever, with 2 Deluxes. So the size is about right there. And then one thing you can do, depending on the size of your figure that you're wanting to do it, is that this is of course more of an Ultra Magnus thing, but you can stick some bots in, you know, or one bot in the trailer, depending on their size. Like Prowl here fits. I really doubt Ironhide is gonna fit. He's gonna be way too, yeah. I mean, even if you were somehow, yeah, no, Ironhide's a big bulky boy. He's not gonna fit in there. So, but you can, depending on the size of the figure, you can stick some bots in Optimus's trailer, even though that is more of an Ultra Magnus thing. So yeah, Optimus looks good with his comrades here. Obviously, Earth form, Cybertronian forms, but hey. So, we'll go ahead and move them off to the side and get into a little bit more of a direct comparison here with Studio Series Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. So obviously we have 2 G1 Primes here, and you know, he's been on my shelf. I look at him all the time. It brings a smile to my face. But I had legitimately forgotten how much I love this Optimus, this Studio Series Prime here. I mean, this is a super good toy. I really love this toy, and transforming him, you know, I'm like, man, I really love this toy. So yeah, here. So we can see how these 2 look together. Obviously, they look pretty good because it's a G1 Prime with the G1 Prime. The cab on this one is a little larger than this one. This Optimus sits a little lower to the ground. And if you really wanted to, you can give this Prime the other Prime's trailer. Now, this Prime has the opposite problem of the Earthrise Prime that we're looking at today, is that it does have a trailer hitch, and this will attach to the trailer hitch, but it's a little snug. You do kind of have to force it in there a little bit, but then after you do, then, hey, I think that looks pretty great. I mean, look at that. You know, you now have Bumblebee movie Prime with the trailer. And because this is a little more snug, and the way it fits in there, you can also tilt the trailer in a direction if you want him to display him on your shelf with him turning or something. So that works. And then we can bring in Studio Series Bumblebee, and we can, well, hold on, no, it was from the other angle. And then we can recreate the end of the Bumblebee movie. So yeah, that's a thing you can do. That's fun. I kind of like that. But of course, we're not looking at these figures today. We've already looked at these figures in the past, so we'll go ahead and move them off to the side and bring in the figure we are looking at today. And for a final comparison, here he is with the other Studio Series Bumblebee, one of many, but this one is the Beetle version. So then you have G1B with G1 Prime. I like the way that looks. So yeah. So that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. I think it's a snazzy looking vehicle mode for the trailer, but that's not all there is to a Transformers figure. There is, of course, more. So let's go ahead and get down to the transformation. So to start off with the transformation, we have to do one great big thing, and that is take this and move it off to the side. Because this is, of course, the robot that we will be transforming today. So, if we get started, I mean, simplest thing, we just take the feet and flip them down. Boom. The legs are kind of done almost, and then we can just take these and flip them in. Honestly, I give Hasbro props because they could have very easily just done a slight remold of Movie Prime from Bumblebee, but this is, or they could have just done a slight remold of the War for Cybertron Prime. But as far as I know, I think this is a completely new mold. Of course, there are similarities because, you know, if you do a G1 Prime, there of course are going to be similarities. But overall, this is pretty much a new mold, so that's really cool. So we bring these forward. You just want to get all of these untabbed here. Kind of almost looks like Optimus is a... Oh, what am I trying to think of? It's a Dilophosaurus, or from Jurassic Park, with the thrill, bringing that out. So we've got all these panels undone, so now we can get the arms moving. So, you know, like typical G1 Prime, the arms kind of just move down there, and then this will give us some room to move the legs down like such, and then we can take these little bits here and just snap them back into place. Now, with this all done, we can untab this section here and bring it up, and then swivel this around. And then with that done, we can bring in these panels here, untab that, and bring it down. And then we'll get back to that in a second. Go ahead and bring out the arms. Just kind of get them situated here. Bring that all the way up. This will flip down inside. Prime's head, as we can see, is tucked down in there. Just bring that back, and then we can bring his head up. And then this piece will just clip in there. Now, with all that out of the way, then, oh, hold on. I have inadvertently skipped a step. We do want to bring these in. Then we can bring that in, down like so. Bring this up, clip in the wheels. And then we can bring the arms down, and then where is it? Here we go. Get his hands out. Like so. Take these, tap them in, separate the legs. Just get the arms readjusted, and I think kind of do a once over here, kind of get him balanced and situated. Yeah, and then there we go. We are done. Here we have Earthrise Optimus Prime, and it is a very good looking robot mode indeed. Straight up Optimus Prime from the original cartoon. I mean, this is perfect. This is fantastic. When they unveiled the War for Cybertron stuff and I saw the robot mode for Optimus there, I was like, okay, well, we're never getting a better G1 Prime than that. I just wasn't, and I never picked him up because I just wasn't too thrilled about the Cybertronian vehicle mode. It's like, it doesn't look alien enough. It just kind of looks like a regular semi-truck that you kind of put like an extra little thing on the roof on. I mean, sure, the wheels could rotate, so it could be like a hover truck or whatever. But yeah, the vehicle mode just didn't do it for me, so I didn't really have that much of an incentive to want that Cybertronian version of Optimus, even if the robot mode did look, like absolutely perfect for G1 Prime. Then they unveiled this, and I was definitely a little more on board because it's an Earth truck, so the fact that it looks like an Earth truck makes sense. And then the robot mode looks spectacular. It comes with the trailer. And then, of course, there was one other reason I wanted to pick this up, and that was for the Matrix of Leadership. When I saw that the chest could open up and there's a little matrix inside, I'm like, oh, that's cool. They molded in a matrix. That's really cool. But then I looked a little closer, and if it wants to come out, it can be a little finicky sometimes. Come on. Come on. There we go, finally. Then I looked a little bit closer, and you can remove the matrix from Prime's chest. It's not just molded in, it's an actual piece that comes out, which is pretty dang awesome. So yeah, here is the matrix. It's the Matrix of Leadership, a very G1 Matrix of Leadership. And with the fact that he can open up his hands, you can have Prime holding the Matrix of Leadership, sort of, kind of. You have to finagle it in such a way. There we go. So yeah, there's Prime with the Matrix of Leadership. This is what ended up getting me to buy the toy. This is pretty awesome. I love this. This is super cool. I love the fact that it comes with the Matrix. That's awesome. So yeah, and then it's, like I said, depending on, just kind of almost with your fingernail situation. I usually never have fingernails, so it's hard for me to get tiny stuff out like that. But I mean, yeah, it comes out easily enough. I mean, sometimes you have to fight with it. Sometimes it's easier to get out, but chest opens up, place it back in there, and there we go. Prime is ready to light our darkest hours. So that's pretty dang cool. So now we'll go ahead and get into his accessories, which include the trailer. But first, we will look at his gun. So here's his gun. The gun I wasn't too thrilled about when I saw it on the packaging, but actually it's a lot better than I thought it was. It looked at the packaging art and the CG stills and stuff. It really kind of make this thing look a lot shorter and stockier than it really is, which is why I wasn't too big of a fan of it from those photos. But then having it in hand, it looks fine. I mean, I'm still a little annoyed with the big gray tab sitting off of it, but I mean, hey, it's a toy. What are you gonna do? That's just a thing you have to be used to. So yeah, Prime can have his cannon, and then if we want to, here we can get him into movie mode. There he is, jumping into battle to face off against all the Decepticons and Megatron. Looks pretty good. So yeah, that's it for his robot accessories, but now we can get into the trailer itself. So here is the trailer. It can just open up like so. This will bend down, and then here we have the trailer. Now this has multiple purposes. We can take this little thing and raise it up, and then we can have this be a little medical station, so you can put Prime on there and lay him down. Or we can also have it up like so. So, then there's and then we can have this little drone, like working on Prime, helping him out when Ratchet's not around. And then another alternative, we'll put it back down like that. This thing can swivel around. We'll just pin the arms back, and then we'll fast forward through the size comparisons just really quick here, and put Prowl on here, and then now we have a cannon for an Autobot to be using. So you can put your War for Cybertron effects parts in there, and it can chute. So I suppose you could also put Prime here, but he's a little tall, which is why I brought in Prowl. So yeah, really cool trailer. Obviously very authentic to the G1 trailer and all the things that the G1 trailer was able to do. The only thing that it does not, include is Roller, which I'm pretty sure the original trailer and Optimus did include. I think it did come with Roller, but I mean, Roller is is kind of an obscure Transformers character. So that's one of those things I'm not sure too many people outside of the fandom really know about. So the fact that it does not come with Roller, not a deal breaker for me. So yeah, so here we have Optimus Prime and his trailer. So I teased it a second ago. We'll go ahead and get into some size comparisons. So here we have Prowl back again, Cybertronian Prowl from War for Cybertron, and Ironhide. So here's some of Optimus and his soldiers together. They all look good, obviously, because they're sent from the same toy line, so they're made to look good. Move them off to the side, and I kind of skipped over this, so we'll do it now. We'll get in close on Optimus's head sculpt. Can't see it very well because of the lighting, I apologize, but Prime does have some, there you go, you've seen it a little bit. Prime does have some nice blue eyes. It's interesting that he has blue eyes on the toy when the box depicts him as having yellow eyes, which is a little closer to his original G1 toy. So it's interesting that they gave him the cartoon blue eyes here, but oh well. That's just that's not a nitpick, that's not a complaint, that's just an observation. So then for another comparison, we will bring in Bumblebee Movie Prime here. So from Studio Series. B Prime is the tiniest bit taller. You can't even really tell, but he is just a teensiest, tiniest little bit taller. It's like maybe 2-3 centimeters at most. It's not a huge difference. But here's what they look like together. I think it's really cool to see the evolution of the character design, because this is straight up G1 1984 cartoon Prime, and then this is 2018 movieverse, movieized, realistic eyes, whatever version of that same design. So it's obviously there's a lot more detail and everything thrown in here. He doesn't have the cab abs. He's kind of got just some inner workings visible there, but obviously it's all based off the same design. So not as much shiny silver on this Prime as there is on this one, because you got that, which is actually painted in more of a gray, but of course in the faceplate is a shiny silver, and you've got some shiny silver paint outlined here, where this is more of a gunmetal gray. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool to see these two together and see the evolution of the design. I can say pretty comfortably that both of these figures have the touch. So we'll just move Movie Prime off to the side. And last but not least, we will bring in Optimus's arch nemesis, the Decepticon leader, Megatron from War for Cybertron. And yeah, they're pretty much the exact same height. They look pretty good together. I mean, it's Optimus Prime, it's G1 Optimus and G1 Megatron. One shall stand, one shall fall. They look pretty good together. So yeah. So yeah, you put these guys on a shelf and have them ready to duke it out. You can't really go wrong with that. They look pretty good together. I've seen the images for the new Earthrise Megatron. Not as big a fan as I am of this version, just because I'm kind of in that camp of Megatron doesn't really transform into an Earth vehicle. He doesn't have a reason to. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just keep his Cybertronian tank, or why he wouldn't just keep his Cybertronian tank form. It's not really that much different from the Earth tank that he chooses in this new line, but oh well. They got to sell more toys. I totally understand. But so I am perfectly happy with this version. I will be sticking with this version of Megatron. So it's really cool that I now have a G1 Optimus and G1 Megatron in my collection for them to square off against one another, trailer included. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Go ahead and just move Megatron up to the side. Put Prime here. And so, yeah, I really, really like this toy. It's, like I said, I was surprised by the fact that this is a new mold. I figured that they would just reuse the War for Cybertron mold. And to a degree, I think they did in some places, but overall, I think it's more new than it is reused. So, I mean, obviously, one of the big things is they included the Matrix. I think that is a big part of why this is a newer mold, because I've seen reviews of the War for Cybertron Optimus. The transformation's different enough, I think. It's been a while. I may be misremembering, but I mean, it's still. I'm very happy with the way this mold is. I mean, honestly, this is like the perfect Optimus Prime toy. I don't really have any major complaints here. I don't really even have, other than the wheel, like I said, the wheels on the trailer looking a little small. That is my only nitpick. Otherwise, this toy is absolutely perfect. I totally recommend it. I think it's worth the $50 considering you get that big hunk of plastic to come with it. And even if, when you think about it, the Voyager does look a little bit small in the Leader box, but it's a little different from the War for Cybertron Shockwave situation where it's like, I don't understand why he comes with all this extra stuff. You could have easily released this as a Voyager, but oh well. I understand releasing this as a Leader. This makes total sense. I really think he's worth the price. So yeah, that'll be it for this review. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. You can't comment. Sorry, we're in the age of Kappa. I forget about that. So, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.